Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us today for our Executive Functioning Parent Workshop. My name's Nicole Full,
And I'm Melissa Van Bokel.
and we are Kaneland's elementary behavior facilitators. We're so excited to share this information with you. This is our contact information here. We are always an email away. If you have any questions after seeing any of the videos we've posted, if you're in search of any resources, or just need to problem solve something that may be happening with one of our kiddos, please do not hesitate ever to contact us. We're happy to help you.
So today's session highlights for this executive functioning presentation are we will be talking about executive functioning skills, so what those look like, how executive functioning deficits impact our kids, and then strategies to help increase the skills that we need to help kids have more executive functioning skills. So, executive functioning skills, there's a lot that go into executive functioning skills actually. So, it's planning, organizing, initiating those tasks, managing your time in those tasks, staying focused in the tasks, your metacognition, your working memory, your self control, flexibility, and perseverance. When I think of executive functioning, I almost like to think of grocery shopping. You need to use almost all of these executive functioning skills to go to the grocery store. You need to plan what you need. You need to organize what you need, whether it's on a list or in your head. You need to start the task by either driving there or getting to the grocery store. You need to manage your time there. You need to stay focused on your list when you're there. So that's just kind of an overview of what executive functioning skills are. So some kids and a lot of people actually do have deficits that impact them, impact your daily life when there are executive functioning deficits. So some areas that might indicate that your child has a deficit with executive functioning, maybe if your child is often losing or forgetting important items, or not able to keep their room or their desk or their locker clean, or just if they're messy in general and do not have general good organization skills. Another area that impacts kids who have executive functioning deficits is when they're late, often late due to poor organization or poor planning, or they have trouble moving from one task to the other. If they get so engrossed in their video games or in the book they're reading that they lose track of time. That would be an executive functioning deficit and a way it impacts our kids. And another way is that executive functioning deficits impact our kids. Hopefully that's not would be having a hard time memorizing facts, keeping track of important information. Again, with the organizing ideas and writing, that's if they may struggle with that if they have executive functioning deficits. They may struggle with solving multi-step problems or directions or finishing and turning in homework. Okay, so how do I know if my child struggles with executive functioning? Some signs to look out for would be if your child has difficulty starting tasks or setting goals, if they live in the current moment and do not think about the future consequences, if they're so worried about finishing the book that they're reading that they don't think about the math homework they need to turn in, or if they're so focused um, on playing a video game that they forget to eat their snack or their dinner. Another way you may see that your child struggles with executive functioning is if they have trouble adapting to change, if a change in their schedule or a change in the day throws their whole day off, that might be a sign. Another sign would be if they skip steps in a procedure and expect to have the desired outcome when they skipped the needed steps in that procedure. So if you're baking a cake and they forget to add flour or eggs and they put the cake in the oven and it doesn't rise like it should, that would be a executive functioning deficit. And your child may fail to see the big picture of a task or a situation. Executive functioning skills are the abilities our brain has that help us complete just everyday tasks. So, some general strategies for executive functioning are organizational aids. Like I said with the checklist, when you grocery shop, I always bring a list with me or else I get very distracted. Other helpful tools would be alarms or timers for setting how long you have to do homework or to play video games or before you have to get on the bus. And then planners or calendars, keeping your child informed of what is expected and when are helpful tools for executive functioning deficits. Similar to planners, visual schedules help, whether it's a visual schedule for your morning time or your afternoon, like after school schedule, or if it's a visual schedule if you have baseball on Tuesdays and Thursdays and I don't know, soccer on Wednesdays, like just having those visuals helps your child know what's coming because they don't have the skills to just know in their head that they have those items to do on those days. Providing directions, both written and orally, can help kids, as well as having consistent routines will help kids with being successful when they have executive functioning deficits. So managing time is a very difficult skill to do when you have executive functioning deficits, and some things to help with managing time are using checklists and sometimes even including time estimates. So, for example, if you use this daily hygiene checklist, okay, brushing your teeth shouldn't take more than 2 to 3 minutes. Getting new clothes, that shouldn't take you more than 5 minutes to get dressed. So, going through a checklist and assigning times to the kids. And then that's really when you can also include those timers and help with the executive functioning skills that way. Another way to help is chunking long tasks into shorter ones. So you may tell your child to get ready for school, and that requires a lot of steps. It's more than just you arrive at school. You need to get dressed, you need to eat breakfast, you need to get your backpack, you need to have shoes, you need to have shoes that match, you need to make sure you brushed your hair, you washed your face, you brushed your teeth, all of that. So chunking that whole big, you need to get to school, you need to get ready for school into smaller steps would help. Timers, watches can help too, and calendars for due dates for assignments or chores or different activities your child does can help with them managing their time. Managing space is another important part to help with executive functioning and teaching the skills to have better executive functioning. Minimizing the clutter and staying organized helps with not having everything everywhere and helps your child focus better on the task at hand. It's important to set weekly time to clean and organize specific areas. Maybe every Sunday you have your child lay out clothes for the week. So they set out 5 sets of clothes so they can get dressed independently when it's that time to. Another tip for managing space would be having doubles of frequently required items. So if you're doing homework and you always seem to be losing a pencil, just have multiple pencils in that area. If you seem to always lose another sock, have multiple socks at the door so you know that your child can easily grab the socks. I've learned to not have a bunch of different socks and just have all the same socks so you never have to find a match. You always have a match. Things like that can definitely help with managing the space. Okay, finally, we're going to talk about developing self control. So, developing self control is like practicing your skills and strategies, your coping skills and strategies. And some coping skills may be like positive self talk. So, telling yourself, I can do hard things, I can follow my schedule, I can manage my time. Another one is deep or mindful breathing. So, really taking that deep breath in and out and teaching your children to do that to help develop that self-control, focusing on their breathing, being mindful of what's in the area. One other mindful tool I like to use is counting how many things of a specific color I see. So if I'm looking around the room, I see a blue jacket, I see a blue tissue box, I see a blue pen. That's 1, 2, 3. That's another mindfulness exercise to help with self control. You can also play games such as Simon Says, Red Light, Green Light, Jenga. Any board games really help students with self control. And if you've watched any of our other videos, um, it also helps with managing emotions and things like that. So feel free to go check out our other videos too. But board games are such a great tool for families to learn taking turns, self control, managing emotions, all of those fun skills that the kids need. It's important to discuss different problem solving situations and how to work through them. So, talk to your child about issues they have during the day and see if you can help coach them through times when, or how to help get through those times of problems. And then once you coach them through that, role play those scenarios and help work through that problem. That helps develop that sense of control, and it really helps practice talking and practicing about it either before or after it happens, and so they have more experience and practice with it for when the situation or that problem occurs again. Here are some additional resources. There are activities for executive functioning skills by the age range, which I think is super helpful because you don't always expect a 4-year-old to do the same, have the same executive functioning skills as a fourth grader would. There are also some resources for staying organized or how to set up some organization within your house, as well as a website that has just support tips for how to help with managing your environment and time with executive functioning skills.
Thanks for your time today. Please take time to click on the link to the left so you have an opportunity to enter our raffle. We have lots of gift baskets to give away filled with board games, stories, calming tools, lots of things to help you and your family be able to practice some of these skills that we discussed today. And there's also an opportunity for you to ask any questions you may have or ask about any resources you may be seeking so that we can help out with providing any additional resources that we may be able to have. Once again, we're here. We're only an email away. Please take time to fill out your raffle and exit slip. And thanks so much for your time today. Don't forget to check out our other videos as well. Thank you.
Thank you.